Let's talk baseball to open the morning Buzzcast for Thursday, March 27th. Good morning. I'm Abe Madcore. What an interesting season for Major League Baseball as it really begins today with 28 of 30 teams taking the field. ESPN at 3 o'clock, Brewers, Yankees, Tigers, Dodgers at 7 p.m. Yes, the Dodgers are a huge story this year, as whether the defending champs can repeat as World Series winners and break the all-time single-year wins record will be closely watched. You also have two teams, the A's and the Rays, who will spend their seasons without really a home ballpark and play in minor league facilities as they transition locations. And over all of this, you have MLB out in the marketplace, trying to secure its media future as this looks to be the league's last year with ESPN. We know there is acrimony between ESPN and MLB, and now other networks, NBC and Fox, have said they have interest in MLB's Sunday Night Baseball package, and here is the key. Baseball is looking for a partner that will potentially pay more than the $550 million a year that ESPN was paying for Sunday Night Baseball. That's the main package of inventory out in the market, and that's what we have to keep our eye on. Commissioner Rob Manfred noted on Sirius XM Radio on Wednesday that ESPN stepped up to pay more for the NBA. It stepped up to pay more for rights to the NFL. But when it came to baseball, he said ESPN wanted to reduce the rights fee, and that did not sit well with baseball or with baseball's owners. So MLB is out in the marketplace. It could split up its package, Sunday Night Baseball, Home Run Derby, wild card games, to several outlets, or they could keep the package together. They are looking for a 3-year deal, so all of baseball's media rights could sunset in 2028. Now, Manfred said they would ideally like a broadcast partner for Sunday Night Baseball, but he said there is strong interest from several media companies for baseball's programming. And again, any deal they reach now will lead up to a new landscape in 2028 when all of baseball's media rights will be in play and baseball will look to have a much more streamlined media deal in 2028. But the bottom line, a lot of interesting storylines as baseball starts its season. I personally, for one, think the league is set up to have a very solid year. Let's move on. The NBA could move closer to launching an NBA Europe. As my colleague Tom Friend reported, the blueprint of an NBA Europe will be presented to the league's Board of Governors in New York today, and there could be a vote to move the project forward. Now, a report by our friends at Sportico said the league had drawn up a possible 8 to 10 team European league with teams costing as much as $500 million. So that would be the fee for an NBA Europe franchise. So that's to be discussed today. Other potential topics include the sale of the Timberwolves. There could also be an update on the NBA's expansion timeline, as the league had been waiting for the Celtics sale price before moving on expansion. And now with the Celtics deal pending, they could further explore a timeline. The three most talked about candidates are Las Vegas, Seattle, and Mexico City. So a lot on the agenda as the NBA's Board of Governors meet in New York on Thursday. One of the most talked about startups in sports business, the Golden State Valkyries, and they continue to show how much wind they have at their back, as this expansion team has eclipsed 10,000 season tickets. That's for this upcoming 2025 season. They become the first WNBA team on record to hit this milestone of 10,000 season tickets. The Valkyries already set record for season ticket deposits. Remember, they had more than 20,000 season ticket deposits, but that doesn't mean you're able to convert them to a full season ticket buyer. And so for them to do that is remarkable. It should be noted that getting to 10,000 season tickets was the benchmark for legacy NBA teams. NBA teams, their goal was always to sell 10,000 season tickets, and now come the Valkyries right out of the gate, hitting that number. Bottom line, women's basketball in San Francisco will be quite the hit, quite the show. Hard to believe this team will launch in less than 6 weeks. Speaking of expansion teams, Boston's NWSL franchise, which is scheduled to start play in 2026, has settled on a new name. They will be called Boston Legacy Football Club. Remember, this comes after the team's previous name, Boss Nation FC, was really not met very well, and it was widely derided when it was launched. Remember, they had the Too Many Balls marketing campaign back in October. Well, all that has been scrapped. Now they are the Boston Legacy Football Club. How did they come up with this name? Well, they conducted a public survey of 1,500 fans. They got more than 500 name suggestions, and takeaways from the research: fans wanted a name that required no explanation, and they didn't want any colonial, Revolutionary War, and nautical themes in the name. The team also consulted with 31 brand advisors, and hence, we now have Boston Legacy Football Club. Once again, the team is scheduled to launch next year, moving forward as Boston Legacy Football Club. Shifting to the NFL, owners will begin their important spring meeting on Sunday in Palm Beach, Florida, and owners will sit and listen to a panel discussion about the growth of women's sports. Yes, a panel will be hosted by Denver Broncos co-owner Melody Hobson. She also runs Ariel Investments, former chair of Starbucks. I've seen her speak. She's fantastic. She will host a panel with Serena Williams, Caitlin Clark, and Eli Manning, and the focus will be on the growth of women's sports. And this is key when it comes to the NFL's interest in promoting women's flag football. Remember, flag football for the NFL is a priority, as the sport will be in the 2028 Summer Games. And so Serena, Caitlin, and Eli, with Melody Hobson, will help owners and their executive teams kick off the important NFL spring meetings on Sunday. And we're going to end the Buzzcast with some emerging sports. First, I hear a lot about cricket, so expect to see cricket in more venues across America this summer. The Oakland Coliseum will host 9 Major League Cricket matches in June. Remember, Major League Cricket teams previously played most of their matches at one venue in Grand Prairie, Texas, but they're looking to expand the reach by putting matches on in different cities. So that's why they will have games at the Oakland Coliseum. So expect to see more cricket. Also, anybody playing padel? I played a couple times. It's a fun game, and it's growing in the United States. The Pro Padel League, which is a North American-based padel league starting its second full season this year, has raised a $10 million seed round of funding. With the funds, the league hopes to raise player incentives. They want to expand its calendar of events. They want to hire several open executive positions. They want to hire a commissioner and a chief revenue officer. Basically, they're trying to grow the sport. There are about 100,000 padel players in America. There are 30 million worldwide. So the game is very early here in the United States, but more courts are being built. I'm in Charlotte. 2 padel courts have been built in the past year. So the Pro Padel League getting $10 million seed round and looking to expand its events and hire its executive suite. So that is one sport, like many, looking to grow in the United States. And so that is your morning Buzzcast for Thursday, March 27th. I'm Abe Madcore. I'll be in Washington, D.C. on Friday, taping the latest episode of SBJ's Inside the Industry. Joe Lemire will bring you the Buzzcast on Friday. I'll speak to you again on Monday. So stay healthy, be good to each other. I'll speak to you down the road.